Hi everyone, I am doing something a little bit different today, and it might be upsetting to some of you, but I think it needs to be addressed. There are several hate channels, as I like to call them, that spend their time criticizing and hating on Shanann for fun. They think Shanann was a horrible person who abused Chris and the girls. They use her videos to criticize her, mock her, and make fun of her. I have always tried to ignore these channels and hope that they would either go away or move on. But here we are almost 5 years later and the hate continues. Recently, I've been getting a lot of comments and emails about one specific channel called Meredith's 2 Cents, and I am truly shocked at how mean and vile her videos are. She will play Shanann's videos and stop every 10 to 30 seconds to make a comment, where she will either make fun of Shanann or accuse her of lying. It is truly insane. I am going to play a couple of clips of Meredith's channel, but before I do that, I want to say this to the ones making and watching those videos. Shanann was a victim here. She was murdered by her husband Chris when she was 15 weeks pregnant with their son Nico. Chris then brutally murdered their 2 daughters Bella and Cece, who were only 3 and 4, and then he placed those precious girls in oil tanks. Shanann and her babies were killed by the man they trusted most in the world and who was supposed to love and protect them. It was pure evil. Shanann was a victim. Her children were victims, and they did not deserve what happened to them. Shanann was a good person who did everything she could to love and care for her children and husband. And if Chris had any issues in his marriage, he should have went to her and talked about it. Shanann would have changed anything about herself to make him happy. She loved him dearly. And no one is saying Shanann was perfect, because she was not. She made mistakes and she had regrets. We all make mistakes. We're human. I'm sure if someone put all of our lives under a microscope, they could find things we have said or done that others would not like. I also want to mention that the Rusiks are also victims in this. They lost their family to a heinous act and have had to deal with countless channels saying the most unimaginable things about Shanann for years. Where is the compassion for this family? The hate channels like Meredith's 2 Cents blame Shanann for everything. They claim she was narcissistic and abusive and that she starved and drugged her children. They say she abused Chris and drove him to murder. She's been accused of lying about having lupus and cutting Bella and Cece's hair so it doesn't grow. How crazy is that? It is truly sick what some think, and it couldn't be further from the truth. It's actually wild to me that anyone could come to such conclusions while watching any of her videos. And people have to remember, most of her videos that were public were to advertise for her company Thrive. She was running her own business and sold products online, so by her doing those live videos, it was her way of reaching out to sell her products. So to take these Thrive videos and use them to criticize her parenting is bizarre. Okay, so now I'm going to pull up Meredith's 2 Cents YouTube channel. I'm going to give you an overview of it. I'm on the popular tab, and as you can see, Shanann's videos are all popular. And let's read some titles. Shanann Watts proudly abusing her children, the crazy abuser video, her parenting analysis, why did Shanann Watts refuse to let her daughters grow? Maybe that's her hair. Shanann Watts did not have lupus, our favorite girl starving her children. Shanann Watts ignoring her children to sell. The acceptable abuser. Our girl, more drama. Autopsy reaction spelled wrong. I mean, it just goes on, and I don't know, I'm kind of missing the point of her channel, unless it's just to spread hatred. Did Shanann Watts do anal sex? Seriously? Like I said, this might be disturbing to some, because it's pretty vile, it's pretty nasty. I don't get why anyone would spend their time critiquing, mocking, and making fun of a murder victim. I just do not get it. Crazy Eyes? I mean, my 2 Cents. And then Justin Lee, that's another Shanann hate channel. Shanann Watts Christmas video. They love to attack that Christmas video. Okay, so I'm going to move on. I'm going to read her channel's description because I think it's quite telling. I speak truth. If you're triggered, that's okay, because the truth isn't always fun to hear. Never needed fact checkers until the truth started getting out. If you're offended, hit stop and move on. It's not my job to worry about you being overly sensitive. It's giving delusional. Okay, so now I'm going to play her most recent Shanann video, and it's labeled, Our Girl Trying to Destroy Other Families, ... I will let her video play and then I'll pause it and add my own commentary.
Where's the dining room table? Huh, I'm curious. Why didn't you have this already set up?
The kids are off at school.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Slow down. Oh my goodness. She just said the kids are already off at school or they're off at school. Okay, well, I live in the Commonwealth of Virginia, and children do not begin kindergarten until 5 years old. And in Colorado, they also do not begin kindergarten until 5 years old. So the children are not in school at all. They're in what's called daycare. And I'm curious, does she spend $560 a week in daycare? Not a month, a week. Let's see how her nails look. I do kind of like the shirt.
A little break and breather, but Dieter is, he's a pain.
Oh, okay. Look, I'm just going to be, oh my goodness, I need a mouse. She just said, and I need a little break, but Dieter's going to be a pain. You get a break every day. Your husband, or you take the girls to daycare at 7:30. Your husband picks them up, and they're in bed at 6:30 at night because you drug them up. So you're 2.5 hours a day with your children, and you need a break, and you're bragging about this?
Okay, so there's a lot to unpack here, so I'm going to go through it a little fast just so this video is not like an hour long. Okay, so the girls. The girls went part-time to preschool. It was considered a step up from a typical daycare, and on the school's website, it was called a preschool. Cece and Bella went part-time. They did not go full-time. They went 3 days a week so Shanann could run her business. Just because she worked from home did not mean she could watch the girls all day, every day, and be a present parent. She needed time to get things done. Shanann also wanted the girls to get social skills, and they truly loved going, so it was a win-win. Bella was set to start full-time on August 13th, 2018, but she was murdered. She was supposed to start pre-K, and Cece would still do part-time. Shanann always dropped them off and picked them up. Chris rarely picked them up. He always came straight home after work, and the girls were typically home by then. He got home about 3:30. And about Dieter, I know Shanann sometimes called Dieter a pain or a monster, and sometimes she would even call the girls little monsters. And I don't know if you had to know her or not, but she meant nothing by it. It's kind of like when people call others like stinkers. It's kind of like that type of name. She truly meant nothing by it. She loved Dieter. They adored that dog. They celebrated his birthday. He got Christmas gifts. He was so loved. And I am not going to get into Shanann's finances. I don't think other people's finances are our business, so I'm not going there. And I don't think other people should be going there. One thing I will say is had Chris divorced her instead of murdered her, she would have bounced back financially and thrived without him. This next lie might be the lie I hate the most. Shanann did not drug her children. Let me repeat that for Meredith. Shanann did not drug her children. Bella and Cece had severe asthma. Shanann's mom, Sandy, had severe asthma too when she was little, and it almost killed her. She actually speaks about this on one of her videos on her YouTube channel. It's the one where she is sitting at the gravesite and she's talking. So the girls had asthma, and Shanann took it very seriously and kept them under a doctor's care. And yes, sometimes they took medicine, especially in the winter when they got sick, but it was always prescribed or recommended by a doctor, because when you have asthma, you can catch colds easily, and it causes the asthma to flare up, and then you have a hard time breathing. You can also catch viral infections easier too, and it can be really scary. Someone with asthma gets significantly sicker than someone who does not have it. I really hate that they have taken the girl's lung issues and twisted it to say that Shanann is an abusive mother who drugs her children, when it could not be further from the truth. And lastly, the girls' bedtime was between 6:30 and 7 o'clock at night, and I realize to many this is early, but they went to bed at this time because they woke up between 5 and 6 a.m. Toddlers need 10 to 12 hours of sleep each night, and that is exactly what the girls got. Shanann and Chris were awake and showered by 5 a.m. most days. Shanann was very efficient with her time and liked to start her day early and to get up and get moving. She would often have a homemade breakfast made for the girls, laundry in the washer, and a room or two cleaned by 7 a.m. She was a go-getter. On the days the girls went to school, Shanann took them for 8 o'clock, and when the girls were at home, they would typically nap around 11. Pretty typical. Not sure why this is even a concern. And by my calculations, that means that Shanann had 6 to 7 hours together with the girls on the days they went to school, and 13 to 14 hours together on the days they stayed home.
Hey, Dad.
Hi, Dad.
So, this morning,
I have a headache
I
already.
just went and dropped the kids off. I did a little laundry this morning.
Okay.
Got
Not having a mouse really stinks. I don't believe that for one bit. From what I've always understood, Chris did all of the laundry. You see the lights in the background? It's 7:40. She's been back from dropping the girls off at daycare 10 minutes. She did not do any stinking laundry. This whole not having a mouse thing, I feel like a peasant.
2 wild children ready
Right.
for school this morning.
What, did you feed them
So this morning I'm
marshmallows?
having a second lifestyle mix because I'm hungry and this is what I'm craving.
She's having a second lifestyle mix because the first one didn't work.
So yesterday it was 76-ish degrees. I was in shorts and a short sleeve shirt.
Tacky nails. Tacky as hell.
And today it is supposed to be high of 23 and snow. It's absolutely like white out. So
What a racist comment. A whiteout. Oh my goodness.
weather here is bipolar. So
Just
this
like you.
morning I am craving
Just like you.
Thrive Cafe, but I absolutely love it. And
I've made a note. I want to check that. I find it hard to believe the weather would fluctuate 40 some degrees up in the mountains like that. It does do that here, so it's possible, but that's odd to me.
our lifestyle mix. So today I'm doing my second vanilla, my second Thrive Cafe. Has antioxidants, vitamins.
So what she's telling you is if you order a 1 month worth, you will run out because she's doing her second of all of these with those. Why the hell? See, can I point? Yeah. Why does she have one fingernail that's different every time? It's like the manicurist ran out of polish. Well, sweetheart, make sure the polish bottle is full all the way before you start. But before you even sit down at the manicurist chair, what do? Someone tell me. Chris Caspian, Maria, VG, tell me, what do you do first? You make sure your stinking mortgage is paid.
And it really
I'm angry because I've been in bed for so many days.
Sounds like you need to go back to bed, Meredith. No one should be that mad over someone else's mortgage or the color of their nails. And yes, Colorado weather fluctuates due to the high elevation and its location. It can be sunny and in the 70s and 80s one day and snowing the next, truly. And cafe is Thrive's take on coffee, and many people have more than 1 cup a day. The lifestyle mix is the same way. It's a protein shake, and you can have 2 in one day. Just for the sake of this video not being extremely long, these next few parts I'm going to add in some text, and I'll still respond to some things. I may also skip ahead a little bit in Meredith's video, just to ensure we're not here for an hour.
I've tasted it. It does not.
I just have 8
Tastes like
ounces
chocolate
of
water.
water in here and 3 pieces of ice because I like mine really, really, really cold.
Do you think she used the water from her refrigerator, which is supposed to have a filter in it, but they probably don't change their filter, or just her tap water? Now, I will admit my tap water is actually okay, but I can't tell a difference. I almost guarantee they never change the filter in their refrigerator.
And I just shake it up in my shaker, and that's it.
So
So I wanted to
Shannon has makeup on here. She has very mild makeup. She looks good. She needs a little bit of color to her lips. You know, we could advise her to add some burnt beads, but she doesn't take advice these days. And yes, that was me just being a snot. But, oh my goodness. I mean,
I'm
it's
here.
just so frustrating to me.
I've just been busy this morning. I
something
went to
else.
the grocery store.
Okay, so maybe it's a cloudy day in Colorado. But I find it hard to believe she's already dropped the children off at daycare, done a load of laundry, and been to the grocery store. However, her father is watching, and her father is, I think 2 hours behind. But old people get up early. I'm old, and my goodness, I'm awake by 4:30 or 5. So I get that.
Put all the groceries away, got the kids off.
Oh, you just changed your
Today
whole
was
story.
much needed. I think they woke up knowing it was cold and it was going to snow out because they were wide open from the time.
You do notice she changed her story. Her second story was, I did all these things and then I dropped the kids off. First story was, I dropped the kids off and then did all these things.
They woke up. Cece was not feeling too hot. Climbed in our bed. We got her about 4 o'clock and she climbed into our bed.
What?
Usually when she has a little difficulty in her breathing, she doesn't sleep really good. So
Right. When I didn't give her a whole dose of Tylenol PM and Benadryl last night, she doesn't always sleep as well. Oh, and when I put her to bed at 6:30 at freaking night, 6:30 at night, she doesn't sleep as well. And she's also required to have a 2.5-hour nap every day.
this is what my... Can you guys see that?
Goodness. Looks like filet mignon.
I wish you could smell how delicious this smells.
We can smell. All of us can smell.
So you'll have to try it when you get your Thrive Cafe, Dad. It's coming in the mail.
Yep. Who paid for it? He probably paid for it on his credit card that you use.
So she's been in our bed since 4 o'clock this morning. And then...
You guys see this scar on her neck? She's got right here. You go through my old videos, you can see my scars. That scar was 100% chosen. Her insurance company determined she did not medically require that surgery. That was just another way for her to gain attention.
I was actually speechless when I first heard this part. Truly mind blown. She truly believes Shanann asked for that large scar on her neck to get attention. You cannot make this stuff up. Shanann was nervous for the surgery, and after the surgery, she was always self-conscious of her scar. She had the surgery because she was in pain. She would have never chose this for attention. I have no idea why Meredith came to this conclusion, but it's actually insane. So the surgery that Shanann had was called anterior cervical discectomy infusion, or ACDF, with arthroplasty implant, which is neck surgery. And she had this done on August 29th of 2017. And this was because she had a herniated disc. As you can see here, the following day after the surgery, Chris made a Facebook post on Shanann's page to let everybody know how Shanann was doing. So I went online and I found several articles explaining the surgery she had and why they go through the front of the neck. But this particular one I just grabbed, it's from a brain and spine clinic that performs this surgery today. So it says, anterior cervical discectomy infusion, ACDF, is the gold standard for surgical treatment of a herniated disc. ACDF involves removing a damaged disc and inserting a bone graft to fuse the two vertebrae into one solid bone. So what is cervical disc replacement? Healthy discs act as a flexible cushion between bones, allowing your neck to bend and rotate. Wear and tear on discs can cause herniation or thinning that pinch the nerves. And you can have herniated disc down your spine all the way, so into the back too. So I'm not sure where her herniated disc was, but it's really not that important. So what happens during the surgery? It takes about 1 to 3 hours. Shanann would have been under anesthesia. They would have went in. They would have made a 2-inch skin incision, as seen by this picture here. They would have located the damaged disc. And as you can see in the picture, there's a 2-inch scar at the front of the neck. Then they would have removed the disc, as you can see here. Then they would have decompressed the nerves, prepared the disc implant, and then closed up the incision. And to me, honestly, it just seems like Meredith and her followers hate Shanann. They look for the worst in her. They seek out the worst in her, and they twist anything she says to fit their narrative. Meredith seems to believe Shanann was a narcissist and that everything she did was to get attention, when in reality, the real narcissist was Chris. But I notice people like Meredith like to blame the confident woman for the problems, and they let the man get off scot-free. Shanann was a social butterfly and was an open book with everyone. She was very outgoing, friendly, and confident, and I think that is being misconstrued as her being full of herself or a narcissist. What I want to know is why aren't Meredith and the others making videos about Chris and his disgusting and vile behavior? But no, instead, let's criticize a murder victim while we feel bad for the family annihilator. It makes no sense. I think the worst thing you could say about Shanann that might actually be true was that she was a little bossy. She was an Italian. Italian women can be a little bossy. And she was with Chris. Someone had to be bossy and someone had to wear the pants in that relationship because it wasn't going to be him.
Okay,
And today is a busy Monday. I got a lot of things to do.
Right, what? What do you have to do?
Kendall, you'll have to come over and get Thrive Cafe. It is amazing.
I'm super excited.
And it smells so good. I wish you guys can smell. And it's mixed in with a...
Shannon, all of us can smell. Hey Siri, what % of the population has no sense of smell?
Here's what I found from Washington.edu. About 2 million people in the United States have no sense of smell. This disorder is called anosmia.
I normally would research something 2 or 3 times, but according to my Siri right here, less than 1.1% population have no sense of smell. And she has now 3 times said to us, I wish you all could smell. We all can smell, you dumb person.
It's just delicious.
So, it looks delicious. Oh, look at that thickness. That looks great.
I also wanted to let you guys know that the Thrive DFT Duo, the breast cancer awareness ones, they did a special yesterday, buy 2, get 1 free. They did extend it, so today is the last day. So if you buy 2 of the DFT Duos, you get 1 free. So
if you spend $80 on each DFT Duo, that's $160, you'll get 1 for free. And I believe I already said it. Actually, I know I did. I'm just being a jerk right now. Where's the damn dining room table?
Message me. I had several customers take advantage of it. It's basically 3 months worth of the DFT. It's great for you and your spouse. Like Chris and I, it's perfect. We get 2 months together, and then we get the 3rd one for free.
Okay, but wait. Slow down, girlfriend. You started this entire video with explaining why you had to take a double dose of your current powder and vitamin thing. So if that's a regular occurrence for you, this little buy 1, get 1 free won't really work. We'll just be buying more and more and more.
So we took advantage of it yesterday. I know a lot of people that are on right now took advantage of it yesterday. It's a really good deal. You save
Do you think they paid their mortgage yesterday?
$4, and $5 for every one of the DFT breast cancer awareness is being donated to the Breast Cancer Awareness Foundation. So
I don't believe that either. There is no way they are giving 8% of the total cost to the breast cancer awareness. There's a little caveat in the bottom there that says, we will donate this if we sell 100,000. They do things like that. It's all a stinking scam.
We've donated 500,000 so far in the last 2 years, and we're shooting for 500,000 this year alone. So we're really, really, it's for a good cause. My grandmother was a breast cancer survivor, and so anything I can do.
Her grandmother was a breast cancer survivor. Then I am shocked we have not seen, they're not sonograms, but when you go put your boob in the machine, I'm shocked we have not seen precancerous tumors on Shannon. Oh my goodness, I may have just come into something brand new.
So the only thing really worth addressing here is Thrive and how they donate to the Breast Cancer Awareness Foundation. So every year they do a campaign where they come out with special edition vitamin patches like you see here. You can go to their website and it reads, as part of our continuing mission to thrive with purpose, Lavelle will donate $5 from every limited edition Breast Cancer Awareness Pink DFT Ultra and Pink label during the month of October, because October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And if you keep scrolling down the page, you'll see the highlighted part, and it reads, after an incredibly successful campaign in previous years, we have surpassed the $1 million mark in total contributions for the fight against breast cancer. So, as you can see, Shanann was not lying about her company donating to the Breast Cancer Awareness Foundation. The next page that I pulled up is Jason Camper. He is a co-owner to Thrive. It's his philanthropy page, and as you can see, he thrives against cancer. Jason supports a wide range of cancer organizations, and he makes it a year-round initiative. It says he created TAC DFT and determined that $5 from each pack sold will go to a different cancer-fighting partner each month. And then as we scroll down, it says he also thrives against hunger. Jason created Nourish, which provides protein and nutritional benefit for children and adults in need. It says he's donated well over 500,000 meals so far. And then there is the over $1 million donated to breast cancer awareness that I have already told you about. And I would say whether you like Thrive or not, I can appreciate a company donating to help others. And there's something else that has been really bothering me, and I notice Meredith does it and many others have done it. They call Shanann Shannon with an O. I know there was a big lie going around a few years ago that Shanann changed her name from Shannon to Shanann. So that's not true. She was named Shanann at birth and has never changed her name. Sandy even addressed this at one time a few years ago. So please, her name is Shanann. Shanann.
Burning DFT. And it's buy two, get one free. Today's the last day. So if you need help placing that order, need help getting, you just add 2 to your cart, and the third one will be added at the end of checkout. So if you guys need help, just message me. I'll be glad to help you. I have a filled day today, but I am always available to help everybody. So,
Okay,
everybody.
hang on. First off, you guys know that I believe it's the American Breast Cancer Association is possibly the very worst one to ever donate your money to. And I'm trying to listen to her because I have not watched this previously. And I go to the American Cancer Society, and Thrive is not showing up in the top 40 companies. Be careful who you donate your money to. Is it the American Breast Cancer? No, it's Susan B. Komen. That is the absolute worst charity with respect to breast cancer you can give to. I believe they only give 3% of their total donations to cancer refunding and research.
Wrong again, Meredith. Imagine that. I feel like I need to get one of those buzzers and beep it every time she's wrong, because it happens so often. Susan G. Komen is a well-known breast cancer organization, and when I looked it up, it says 80 cents of every dollar goes to research, community-based health programs, education, and advocacy programs, which help it support the mission of saving lives and ending breast cancer. But when I separate those departments out, it looks like only 20 cents of the 80 cents goes specifically to research, but that does equate to millions every year. And 20% is a big difference from 3%.
Nasty, nasty weather. Here, I'll show you. Hold on.
Good, show me.
Stay notes.
I love nasty weather. Oh yeah, it
Yep.
looks terrible.
Yucky. Look at there's frost already on there.
They spent
fire hazard.
all that money on that great big house, and they had to buy the tiniest little, 10 by 10 deck. At this point, they don't even have the fence and the swing set, but I'm impressed they were able to come up with that. Maybe I'm just not seeing it, but my goodness. And where are the damn trees?
Or ice.
Oh, they do have the
Back
fence.
deck is
My bad.
iced.
You know what? I expected that. There was no way they were going to be able to buy a fence and a swing set with their own money. They had to finance all that into the house with his credit.
It drizzled last night or this morning, and so it looks, you can't even see the mountains. Like, that's my mountain view. No mountains. So, I'm going to go get busy.
Where's the view of your bank account?
I have a lot to do. I have
Tubs.
9 Thrive samples going out today.
Which she has to spend money for. Every one of those Thrive samples she paid money for, and she has to spend the money for the shipping. It's a darn good thing Chris Watts works a full-time job, or at least did work a full-time job. It is so sad he was not able to wake up and get away from her. Same as Prince Harry. I mean, they're just about both tools.
There you go, hating on another strong woman, typical. Real quick, Shanann did not finance her fence or her swing set into her mortgage. That's not even possible. You really have no idea what you're talking about. And the deck was part of the house, and they could have easily picked a bigger deck, but they didn't. They wanted the backyard to be the focus for the girls. Not everyone needs huge decks, and her backyard was really not that big anyways. And for the samples, Shanann would get free Thrive credits, and she would use those to buy the samples for her customers. So she did not pay for those samples. Now, she did pay for the shipping if people were out of town, but if they were local, they would come by or she would run them over to their house. And it's really quite frustrating that people act like Chris was the only one who had a full-time job, when up until 2017, Shanann worked a full-time job at a hospital. She worked the overnight shift. She left that job in 2017 to go work full-time for Thrive, but she had been working with Thrive since 2016. So she actually worked 2 jobs for a while. And before she joined Thrive, she worked for Unique. So looking back, she almost always had 2 jobs. She always worked hard to support her family. And once she went full-time with Thrive, she brought in just as much money as Chris did. So stop acting like Chris was the only one bringing in money for that household just because you don't like the job that she had. And I know I am being quite snarky, but I cannot help it. There are so many lies, and they are so ridiculous, and they just keep coming up with new ones for kicks, it seems. It's beyond frustrating. And if I am this frustrated, imagine what Shanann's family is feeling. They have had to endure 5 years of this. They should not have to leave social media sites because people do not know how to behave or how to treat others.
And so I have 9 people who are getting ready to try the Thrive experience. I'm a hot mess. So
The reason she says things like that is, I'm a hot mess, so that the people below will say, oh no, honey, you're beautiful. You look great. You work so hard. Everything you do. I don't know how you manage every day. That's why she says stuff like that. Because she's a narcissist and she wants you to confirm that she is wonderful. Reminds you of Prince Harry's wife, doesn't it? Or that poop girl. What's her name? Oh, Amber Turd.
if you are on the fence,
Amber Turd, who ended up having a child with Elon Musk. So she's going to be okay.
still interested, I have free DFT
Nothing is free.
for the next 2 people or free cafe. So your choice.
For the next 2 people. Because you know if you're the third person, she's going to say, no, I'm sorry. You were the third person.
For the next 2 people.
I feel sorry for anyone who has ever gotten themselves involved with an MLM.
Decide to order today. What else? I think that's it.
I don't know.
So everyone
us.
have an amazing, amazing Halloween tomorrow. I'm ready for Christmas and Thanksgiving. It's my favorite time of the year.
So she can put up her 6 Christmas trees that she cannot afford. She cannot afford the electric bill for those 6 Christmas trees. And so she can make her instant mashed potatoes, because there is a video where she's doing that.
Well, thank you, Laura.
She's
you
not
too.
the cook.
I
She wants
literally
you to think
just,
she is.
my hair is
Did you hear what just happened? Oh, thank you, Laura. Let me see if I can find it. Laura just complimented her on how she looks. I'm trying, guys. I don't have a mouse. So let's listen again.
Halloween tomorrow. I'm ready for Christmas and Thanksgiving.
Get ready.
It's my favorite time of the year. Thank you, Laura. You too.
Right.
I literally just, my hair is It's the humidity. It's getting very humid here.
Whoa, slow down, slow down, slow down. You told us yesterday it was 50 degrees or 60 degrees, and now today it's 21 degrees, and it's raining. But if the temperature drops like that, there ain't no humidity, darling. None. Oh my goodness. I'm really seriously having a hard time not vomiting. I want to hurry up and get this posted.
Because of the snow coming in.
Right.
So, favorite time of the year is now. Bella's learning Holly Jolly Christmas at school for a Christmas play, her first Christmas play, which I'm so excited.
She's probably also learning My Daddy is a Hero.
It is December 1st, and she's excited. She knows the song by heart, loves.
Slow down, slow down. It's December 1st, and there are yet no Christmas decorations up in this house. This is the year that they died, or the Christmas before they died. Because the Christmas prior was when they spent all the money for the Santa costume, and the whole house was decorated, and she bragged about how she decorated at Thanksgiving. So things are already struggling, and it's obvious.
We heard it 8 times on the
And she's only taken 2 drinks of this stupid, terrible vanilla drink.
School this morning.
They didn't go to school.
But I don't care. I love Christmas, and I love that she loves Christmas. So, no judging. All right, everybody.
What's wrong with you?
You guys have a great day, and happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Okay, Christmas. Maybe I missed something there. Okay, kids. If you're still watching right now, I'm not totally shocked because you guys enjoy. We're not mocking this woman. It's just almost embarrassing. It bothers me more that her father didn't pick up the telephone and say, "Darling, you are making a fool of yourself." I get why her mother didn't, but why didn't her father? Okay, hit like, hit subscribe, and God bless this America. My goodness.
What is wrong with you, Meredith? And you most definitely are mocking her. There is no other word for what you're doing. And for your information, she made her mother and her father proud. And how dare you imply anything different? So to jump back to the beginning of this clip and what Meredith was saying, first off, when Shanann says that she feels like a hot mess, she is truly not fishing for compliments. She genuinely thinks she's a hot mess. She's feeling a little insecure. We all feel a little insecure, and Shanann puts herself out there more than most people, so she feels it a little more often. That does not mean someone is a narcissist. And this video was taken on October 30th, 2017, as you can see here. It was not taken in December. I'm not sure why Meredith went into this long rant about Christmas trees and Shanann not being able to afford them. Just ridiculous. And to clarify, Shanann was saying Bella was looking forward to her Christmas play coming up on December 1st. This was October 30th. That was roughly a month away. And Shanann was a fantastic cook. Have you seen her mom's YouTube channel? She taught Shanann everything she knows. So if Shanann made instant potatoes one day like Meredith is claiming, which I don't know, I don't care. Who cares? She made homemade meals all the time. Let's not shame people for feeding their families, and sometimes you don't have a lot of time. And I have to talk about the humidity that Shanann was talking about because she was feeling it in her hair. Meredith seems to think that she's even lying about Colorado being humid. Well, guess what? I Googled it, and she was not lying. It can be quite humid in Colorado in October. So this article says for Frederick, Colorado in October, there is about 47% relative humidity, which it is a noticeable, you would notice it. It could be comfortable, but you would notice it. Interestingly, February has the highest relative humidity at 61%, and June has the lowest at 40%. So yet again, Meredith has no idea what she's talking about. I know Meredith said she was having a hard time not vomiting, but believe me, I'm having a worse time not vomiting. Everything Meredith says is either a lie, she's confused, or she is talking out of her butt. How anyone listens to her is beyond me. Try Google, guys. Research. Don't just listen to someone and believe them blindly. Shanann does not deserve to be mocked like this. Shanann's mom, dad, and brother do not deserve it either. Because what ends up happening is people watch Meredith's channel and they believe her. And they take their built-up hatred that Meredith is spewing at them and they take it to Shanann's family's channels or their social media. And they end up leaving rude and disgusting comments, all because of some lies. I see it happen on my channel all the time. I see lies from Meredith's videos coming straight into my comment section, and it's disturbing. And I am really side-eyeing her subscribers and the people who watch her videos and who comment and like them. Oh, and the comment section over under Meredith's videos are so mean, so judgmental, and so full of misinformation and wrong assumptions. I found it to be a sad place over on her channel. And like I said in the beginning of this video, I don't get the appeal of her videos. All she does is tear apart a victim who has been gone going on 5 years. And finally, to wrap up here, I know this is very long, but my goal by doing this video was to bring attention to the YouTube hate channels in hopes that they will stop. Although I'm sure it's highly unlikely, but I can hope. But this type of hate and mockery is exactly why Shanann's family had to hire lawyers to help fight some of this stuff and some of these channels. One specific I know for sure. And this is exactly why we should be rallying behind this family. They don't deserve this. They don't deserve to be fighting this 5 years later with no end in sight. And at the end of this video, I will put up a list of the other hate channels that I have seen. And I would just hope that if you're over on my channel watching videos, that you don't go over and watch theirs, because their videos are not based on factual information. They did not know Shanann. They are just judging her and making outlandish assumptions about her because they just don't like her. And I don't care what your thoughts are about Thrive or MLMs in general. You can have whatever thoughts you want about those. It doesn't matter. That was only a small part of who Shanann was. So don't let it cloud you from seeing Shanann for who she really was, which was a hardworking, kind, and caring person. She was a loving mom, daughter, sister, friend, and wife. And Chris never deserved her or those beautiful girls. And she may not have been perfect, but she had a big heart, and if you were lucky enough to call her your friend, you were truly blessed. I just had to pop on here real quick because I went to go make the list of the other Shanann hate channels, and oh my gosh, there are so many. There's more than I even thought. So now I'm like wondering if this is something I even want to take on, because there's a lot of them out there, and I don't know if I can just be one channel up against them. Although I know I'm not alone. There are a lot of good channels out there that do defend Shanann and support her family. So, and there's probably more good than bad now that I think about it. So maybe my focus is just on the wrong thing. But I guess we will see how this video does. Maybe I'll make some more. I just really want to dispel some of the big lies out there. Like, the two things that really bother me is that people want to look at her autopsy and say she didn't have lupus. She 1000% had lupus, and she did share it online, but I'm not going to go dig that up. My cousin has lupus. It's an autoimmune disease. You would need a special test in the autopsy to even see that. And it kind of depends where you're at. Shanann was earlier on with her diagnosis. My cousin has had it for 20 years. And people say when you have lupus, you can't go in the sun, you can't swim. You can. My cousin does. So I don't get that. Shanann had lupus. The other thing I just want to say is Shanann did not cut her girl's hair for punishment. That's so sick. Bella's hair just grew in slow. She was only 4 when she passed away. My daughter was 6 until she could even put her hair in like a ponytail. Kids are different, they grow different, and that's just a sick lie that some of these channels just run with. So, I don't know. At this point, I'm rambling, so I will end, but I'm just so annoyed. Please just be kind. Just be a good person. And thank you for watching, and here is the list of some of the Shanann hate channels.